So lobster paella is one of those extraordinary rice dishes that you bring out for a special occasion or you just want to flex your cooking skills. The lobster is the star of this dish, so let's start here. Begin by flipping it over and separating out the claws. Flip it back over and twist between the head and the tail. Stretch the tail out, then cut the inside with a good pair of scissors. Put some pressure on the sides to release the meat, then ease the entire tail out in one piece. Separate the knuckles, then remove the smaller claw. Use your knife to make a few cracks in strategic places, and then gently remove the meat from the shell. For the knuckles, I found it easiest to use scissors to cut through the shell and release the little gem of meat there. So now that you've mastered the lobster, go ahead and give it a name. This is Sir Lancelot. So today I'm going to be working with a cast iron pan. Let's get it up to a medium heat and hit the bottom of the pan with a generous amount of oil and start working on the sofrito. We're going to start with minced garlic to flavor the oil and begin building the base of this dish. Then we're going to bring in the bell peppers. We want to start this on high heat and then bring it down to medium. Here, we're looking to blister the outside for a little bit of char and color. Then lower the heat to bring out the natural intense sweetness of these bell peppers. Next, we're going to bring in the onions. I got into the habit of using yellow onions for their strong but pleasant character. Then we want to add the fresh tomatoes. We want to add some acidity to elevate the rest of the ingredients. So now that you've got this amazing sofrito base, let's add one of my favorite umami bombs in cooking: double concentrated tomato paste. Make a well in the middle and hit the pan with the tomato paste to bring it up to temperature and cook off any metallic flavors. For paella, we want to go with the smoked Spanish paprika. It brings this deep earthy flavor that complements the sofrito here. One of my secrets is to toast it in a warm frying pan for a few seconds before adding it to the dish. Make another well in the middle of the pan and add the rice. Let it toast before mixing it all in. If you're ambitious, you can toast the rice in a separate pan for a minute or two on medium heat to bring out the subtle nuttiness. Now let's bring in the broth. I'm using both chicken and lobster that I made the day before. If I have enough, I'll concentrate the broth so it really accentuates the flavors. Remember, paella is first and foremost a rice dish, so the most important ingredients are going to be the rice and the broth. So one of the most classic ingredients in paella is the saffron. This adds a really nice sweet, floral, and earthy note to the dish. This is also where you're going to want to taste for the right saltiness level. You're looking for the saltiness to be just noticeable at this stage because the broth will simmer down and reduce into the rice. So the key thing here is that it's better to slightly undersalt than oversalt. So now we're going to start adding our seafood and outline the pan with the mussels. As it cooks, the shells add a natural seafood complexity to the dish that makes you feel like you're taking a bite out of the ocean. Then let's add the peas and nestle in the lobster tail, claws, and knuckles. The tail looks best in the middle as a centerpiece of this dish. Cover the pan to let it rest and the sofrito to finish setting. In the meantime, we can work on our garnish, which would be caramelized lemons, lightly torched rosemary, and a sprinkle of chopped parsley. So here's our finished paella that's got a huge burst of seafood flavor and a pop of colors to highlight that lobster. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one when it's time to eat again.